The link between animal husbandry and global warming, I think, is mostly on the level of emission of greenhouse gases, and also the destruction of the natural environment to provide grazing for food-producing animals such as sheep and cattle. There's a lot of research going into that area, and we are increasingly looking at alternative ways of keeping animals. I know silvopastoral systems are being looked at as an alternative to monocultures of grazing grass, as being a more sustainable model, and a model in which the production of greenhouse gases is probably reduced. And that's an area that I think is going to be very important for the future in terms of trying to manage climate change. We know that meat industries are have a very high consumption of water in terms of the amount of food that they produce for humans, but also that they are responsible for quite a high level of greenhouse gas emission, and that's something that we need to look at very carefully as individuals. Actually, do we need to use animal products as part of our diet? And an increasing number of people are moving away from eating meat. Certainly within Western cultures that's the case, but of course that's being balanced by what's happening in Eastern cultures, where eating meat and animal products is actually being recognized as a sign of affluence, and that people actually are aspiring to that. And so that's an area that we need to look at. It's important to be pragmatic about this. We have an increasing human population in the world, and there will be an increasing need for food production. We have to be realistic about the fact that only a limited proportion of the Earth's surface is capable of growing crops, and other areas may be suitable for animal production. And we have to recognise that that is likely to continue. And in fact, a lot of land management in upland areas is dependent on animal production. And we need to look at whether that is appropriate, and whether we can use other ways of managing those areas, and whether we actually need to produce animal products from those areas. But this is always going to be a balance, and I think this is an area where Buddhism's perspective is so helpful, because it's a pragmatic viewpoint rather than a dogmatic one. It's very easy to say everybody should stop eating animals and animal products, but actually that's not where we are now. It probably never will be the situation, and so we have to look at how we can minimize our global footprint.